stand together, we'll never fall. We can make a difference.
Well, hi there, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the All Around Growth Podcast. My name is Rob Kaiser, and I am your host. Today is Monday, June 19th, and this is episode number 504 of a show where we talk about personal growth and development in all kinds of things, in all kinds of ways. With regard to your financial life, your physical health, personal development, your family life, spiritual well-being, social life, and career. Today we're going to talk about career, and we're going to talk about record-setting sales from the farmers market this past Saturday. That's right, we had the best weekend we've ever had in market history, and I'm excited to share with you what exactly it is that contributed to that. And as you can hear, we're on the road today. This is kind of like an OG episode. I am driving Dad's truck up into the big city to the produce distributor where we pick up the raw goods in order to make the sauerkraut and the kimchi that we make. This week we are making a few different kinds of sauerkraut. We're going to make jalapeno cilantro, beet kraut, and some caraway, if I'm not mistaken, if my records serve me right. But anyways, we might talk about that a little bit, but we're pretty much going to talk about the market. And in all honesty, this should feel weird running up to the market and running up to the big city solo, but it doesn't. Yesterday was Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there, and happy Father's Day to my own, who resides up in the heavenly kingdom. For those of you who may not be aware, my father passed away on May 20th, 2023, and real quick, I am going to pause the episode here to say good morning to Cody. Okay, and we are back. My apologies for that brief, no apology. I apologize for nothing. But that was a brief little interlude and a morning discussion with Cody where we talked about the farmers market, some of the challenges that he's experiencing right now with regard to pests, rodents, chipmunks specifically, and some of the various challenges that go along with running a small business, being a solo entrepreneur, and also being a market gardener. So and that's kind of the way it is here at York Meadow Farm. I used to find myself getting frustrated because I would leave to go somewhere, and sometimes I would find myself getting caught up in conversation with Cody and Dave. But I realized that if I want this place to be what I want it to be, I need to understand and acknowledge the fact that Cody is a part of it, and he's really helped this place become a functioning homestead. And for someone that has no idea what he's doing, who is the child of someone who had no idea what he was doing, I think we're doing okay. There was never really a plan, so to speak, but as time goes on, we will put together a plan. Cody's going to be a part of that, and I've realized that, I can't simply leave the house and prepare to get to my destination, for example, knowing that it's going to take 20 minutes to get there, and leave 20 minutes ahead of my scheduled arrival time. It's going to be best for me to at least factor in an additional 15 minutes of time in the case that I cross paths with Cody and we can have the conversation that we inevitably end up having, because that's a relationship that I want to continue to cultivate. And he's an important part of my life. He's an important part of the life of our family. And I don't ever want to make him feel that he's dismissed or taken for granted or something like that, because I respect him. I respect the work that he's doing. I cherish it. I value it. And I always want to make time for him and at least have that available in my schedule. And moreover, if something happens to where I don't cross paths with him, then inevitably what will happen is that I end up at my destination 15 minutes earlier than expected, and that gives me an opportunity to do things remotely through my smartphone that I am consistently behind on, like checking emails, like making social media posts, like things like that. But with all that said, let's get back into the episode, where I am going to talk about our record-setting day at the farmers market last week, and I will also share some of the secrets behind that successful day and talk about the 2023 season ahead. So, what happened Saturday? Well, Saturday, I rolled solo at the market. Mom wasn't quite ready to come back yet. My brother, who, along with my sister, have been working diligently along with myself to ensure that all administrative affairs are taken care of since Dad's passing. And there's been a lot of work, right? So we've all been working together to manage all of these things, and my brother has effectively become the team lead, if you will. And that is wonderful because he is excellent at his job in working for Sherwin-Williams, and has a lot of he has a lot of people that he manages, and he's able to take on a lot of the work, especially regarding the finances, and then delegate out appropriately what needs to be delegated out to both my sister and myself. And my sister has stepped up and will be handling a lot of things with insurance, or at least providing some guidance and counsel on that, since that is her area of expertise. I am working to handle a lot of the VA work and schedule and coordinate with the DAV, the Disabled American Veterans. And I'd like to give a big shout out to Wayne for making the suggestion for us to look into working with them, because after the few conversations that we've had with them and the continued email correspondence with them, they have demonstrated that they are an organization that has our best interests in mind, and the best interests of all veterans in mind with regard to how their claims are handled by the VA. So they will be representing us, and I am excited to follow up with them today to make sure that everything is in place so that they can begin to do so. Now, Friday night, my brother came down, and it looks like he will be doing that once a week, or at least connecting with mom via Zoom once a week at a minimum to, take care of all of these different things. And since there's still a lot to take care of, they couldn't get done everything they wanted to get done on Friday night. So Saturday morning, she decided to stay home from the market, wrap up some of these things that didn't get handled Friday night, and accordingly, I set up and was selling at the market by myself. She did come up later, and that was good. So she got to experience the hustle and bustle of the day, and also was able to spend some time connecting with old friends that stopped by the market, friends who had left their jobs, friends who have changed phone numbers, friends that I haven't had an opportunity to connect with in a long time, specifically one who I've known since college. And it was nice for him and his daughter to stop by and reconnect with him, although he spent more time talking with mom than he did me. But that's because we were so busy, and we were busy. I was selling product and making sales before the market even opened, and it was consistent until the market closed. And even after the market closed, or shut down officially at 1 p.m., we were still making a few sales. We were packing up. The busiest time was probably was right around 11 o'clock. Between 10:30 and 11, it was crazy. People were lined up. I was giving samples, making sales, and it was just extremely busy. We started off the day with our first credit card transaction not really working. Our card reader wasn't working due to the fact that I had difficulties logging in, but luckily my brother was available to help me reset the password, or at least input the proper username and password. That was about the only thing that I didn't check prior to the market. And luckily, that didn't really result in too much of a lost sale. I think maybe I lost out on a small mustard purchase, but that has been that was a hit without a doubt. People seem to like the lacto-fermented mustard that we brought back. It was a product that we started experimenting with last year. We've made several different iterations of the same recipe, and I decided to prepare it a little differently in that I did not grind up any of the mustard seeds. It was simply whole grain mustard, lacto-fermented, and it was delicious. I don't know if the next batch is going to turn out quite like that, because I don't think I'm going to wait as long to turn it around. But I think the amount of time that the mustard sat made it what it was. And I think the mustard sat for close to 3 months. So, that was a hit. The kimchi was a hit. Everything was a hit. One thing that I learned is that the garlic dill pickles that we make are good. The truly lacto-fermented New York deli sour pickles that we make don't seem to be so good. They aren't a real good seller. And the bread and butters people like, but they also don't really sell that much. There are a couple of vendors who seemed to like them, and I bartered a couple of jars of bread and butter pickles for a knife sharpening and some pasta. I bartered with Ohio City Pasta for as much value for whatever he was heavy on. Give me that much in terms of dollars of your pasta for a jar of bread and butter pickles. And I very much enjoy bartering. It's I get what I need, they get what they need, and it's a win for everyone. Now, we also had some online sales last week, and I realized that after the farmers market and in conjunction with the online sales, we, for the first time in history, exceeded $1,000 in sales in a week. And it was less than, or just over 3 months ago, at the last farmers market I did with Dad on March 11th at Boyards, where Dad and I talked and amongst ourselves and thought, do you think we're going to be able to hit $1,000 of sales this year? And Dad seemed a little bit not questioning it. I think he thought it was possible, but it seemed to exceed his expectations. We were pleasantly surprised at the Boyards Farmers Market over the winter, and for the first market that we had in the winter, which was in late June, that became our best market to date. And we proceeded to have consistently good sales for the months of February and March. And then, as you guys know, or for those of you who are new to the show and don't know, Dad was diagnosed with cancer in late March and fought that battle throughout the month of April, determining what kind of cancer it was and what treatment methodologies were appropriate for this unusual, undifferentiated cancer that he had. And treatment started in late April, early May, but by that time it was too late. The cancer had progressed and the treatment proved ineffective, and Dad passed away on the morning of his birthday, May 20th, 2023, just last month, not even a month ago. And here we are on the first market day, returning back to the farmers market season in 2023, exceeding the benchmark that he was not even sure that we would hit this year. So I'm proud to say that, and doing so on Father's Day weekend made it just a little bit more special. And I think having consistent product over time, being as consistent as possible on social media and promoting the product sure did help, along with doing an event with Keller Meats and the Exchange Market last weekend to introduce our product there. All of those things with regard to marketing sure has helped. And we had new customers show up, or Keller Meats, that is, had new customers show up on account of our presence at the farmers market. We had new customers introduced to us that had never seen our product, that were regular customers of Keller Meats in the Exchange Market, that most likely stopped by the farmers market on Saturday. And people that I know from the community who don't typically attend the farmers market showed up in support of us on Saturday as well. And it was really it was really a great thing. So those are some of the secrets to success that I attribute to the record-breaking sales day. Involvement with the community, consistent marketing, and having consistent product. Now, I'm a little, I don't want to say concerned, but I suspect that over the next few weeks, our sales will not be as strong because, quite frankly, we are sold out of certain products like kimchi, like our traditional sauerkraut, and we are running low on certain things. But the reality is production on certain items slowed down during Dad's battle with cancer because I spent considerably less time in the kitchen and more time working with Mom as a caretaker. So, 2 months of, or close to 2 months of no production or slowed production. Mom and I did put together a couple of batches in early April of product so that we could avoid this, but as things progressed and Dad got worse, I decided that it simply wasn't important. And what was important was spending as much time with my father as possible. And that's what I did. And now that we are all getting back into the swing of things, it is time to get back into full production mode. So I will be picking up, as I previously mentioned, produce this morning and picking up more cabbage than I ever have. Probably a couple 100 pounds, and we'll be preparing all of that this week. I'm changing how I'm operating this year and dedicating whole weeks to, or the entire week to production of product, and then I'm going to dedicate an entire week to packing of product. And I'm hopeful that that will facilitate, increased or just streamline our processes, because in the past we would make stuff as we needed to, pack stuff as we needed to, but I'm learning that once we've got the product packed and labeled, we can keep it in the fridge, in the warehouse, if you will, which is the barn, in the walk-in cooler for an extended period of time. So I can turn around the ferments once they're packed. I can get them packed up, and then we can sit on them for a few weeks until it's time to sell that product. And these little changes and these little adjustments are going to be the key to streamlining operations as we continue to grow and continue to move forward and continue to have what will inevitably be the best season that York Meadow Farm has ever experienced with regard to sales, and making adjustments to the schedule so that I can have that time to talk with Cody, to continue cultivating and developing that relationship with him will ensure that it's not only the best season with regard to sales, but it will be the best season with regard to growth and development of the homestead on, in that way, and ultimately the best season of my life, because the homestead at York Meadow Farm has become my life. It's become my career, and I love sharing it with him. I love sharing it with our customers, and quite frankly, I love sharing it with you on the show. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed today's show. I hope that you enjoyed the update from the weekend, what's coming up later in the week, what's coming up later in the year, and I look forward to catching you on the next episode. Have a great week ahead, guys. This is Rob Kaiser, and thank you.
In a world of pain, what can I do? The needs are many and answers a few. People turn away and I wonder why. If I can help somebody, then I want to try. People may think that it's odd that I believe in friendship and love, and truth is always the best way to the world that may seem odd. I'm an odd fellow. I'm an odd fellow. Whoa, whoa. I'm an odd fellow. If we stand together, we'll never fall. We can make a difference and answer the call. You know the times are wasting every day, and we can help somebody along the way. People may think that it's odd that I believe